I hear a lot of people in my industry, in the freelance creative world, applauding how they move in silence and how making a living without needing to ask for help or broadcast shortcomings is some goal. I think that's cute, but it's not effective. When I'm overwhelmed by a project or I have a situation that exemplifies my shortcomings, I'm encouraged by an old African saying: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Or the way scripture says it is, two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. I realize that this creative journey that I'm on, and many facets of other people's lives, in general, it requires a level of vulnerability. And that's the place a lot of people are prideful and afraid to share weakness. But there's a story in Mark 2 that I like to look at. There's a guy with the obvious need for a miracle. Scripture says he's paralyzed. A group of guys encounter him and stop what they're doing with their able bodies to help this guy out. My favorite part is that the guy gets healed not because of his faith, but because of theirs. I think of this story frequently. It has a very special place in my heart. A lot of times it's easy to read stories like these and imagine yourself as the champion, the protagonist, the brilliant one that saves the day, the one that helps the paralyzed guy. But as creatives, at the end of the day, that's usually our jobs, to save the day. But the beautiful thing about this story is that sometimes you're one of the friends and the other times you're the paralyzed guy. But unfortunately, sometimes you're that stuck-up, protocol-oriented person who literally questions Jesus in your heart as to why he would even heal the man in the first place. The good news is no matter which role you play in the moment, each time you can break the rules and get back to Jesus. Along this creative journey, I know for me, we can never get so eager to advance in ranks that our services don't stop to serve others. If we're moving too fast, we can't hear God in the hustle enough to stop and help someone who's paralyzed. And they may not be paralyzed physically, but what if they're afraid to be hurt again, or afraid to try, or they're hurt by abusive criticism? And I'm not just talking about audience members or onlookers and those that get to intake whatever music or novel or painting that we're putting out. We must also figure out how to help other creatives, other people in our position, people who sit on this side of the monitor, who may not be as advanced as we are or have access to the same, resources that we have. There are people that are creative in their hearts, but they've been burned along the way and they don't even know where to start again. We have to figure out how to slow down enough and go out of our way to get them to the feet of Jesus, so they can unlock the miracle of creativity in their lives, their families, and their businesses as well.